Good morning students. In previous session we discussed about what is epiglottis and what is its role in the process of respiration and how respiratory movements occurs in our body, how exchange of gases takes place at alveolar level and composition of inhaled air and exhaled air we discussed. Coming to today's topic, transport of gases by blood. This is third step for respiration. Already we discussed about first two steps. First step is breathing and second one is gases exchange at lungs level, and third step is transport of gases. How transport of gases takes place in our body? Transportation takes place. What are two major gases which are required for the process of respiration? One is oxygen and second one is means oxygen is utilized during the process of respiration. And what gas is released? Carbon dioxide is released during the process of respiration. Here utilization takes place in cells and carbon dioxide is released in the cells. From cells to atmosphere. There are two major gases involved in the process of respiration. One is oxygen and second one is carbon dioxide. Its transport of gases takes place from one place to another place with the help of blood. How transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide takes place during the process of respiration? How transport of oxygen takes place in our body? We know our blood is red in color. Why blood is red in color? Due to presence of hemoglobin. In our blood, red color pigment is present and red color pigment is called hemoglobin. This hemoglobin in its structure it is similar to chlorophyll. We studied in first lesson green color pigment which is present in plants is called chlorophyll. Structurally hemoglobin is similar to chlorophyll. But the difference between hemoglobin and chlorophyll in its middle it consists magnesium ion and helps in the process of photosynthesis, means it helps in trapping sunlight. Coming to the structure of hemoglobin, structurally it is similar to chlorophyll. In middle it consists iron and involves in the process of respiration. So, when oxygen is released into blood, immediately it is collected by what? It is collected by hemoglobin and results in formation of oxyhemoglobin. Results in formation of oxyhemoglobin. Generally, one hemoglobin molecule combines with 4 molecules of oxygen, which results in formation of oxyhemoglobin. Here, one hemoglobin molecule combines with 4 oxygen molecules. This hemoglobin having strong means attraction towards oxygen, and it carries oxygen in the form of oxyhemoglobin to each and every cell in our body. So how transport of oxygen takes place? In the form of oxyhemoglobin. Coming to another gas which involved in the process of respiration, means released in the process of respiration, is carbon dioxide. How transport of carbon dioxide takes place? Carbon dioxide dissolves in blood plasma. It dissolves in blood plasma and results in formation of bicarbonates. And very less amount of carbon dioxide dissolves, combines with hemoglobin and results in formation of carboxyhemoglobin. So oxygen is transport of oxygen takes place in the form of oxyhemoglobin and transport of carbon dioxide takes place in the form of bicarbonates, and very less amount of carbon dioxide is transported in the form of carboxyhemoglobin. So that is about how transport of gases takes place with the help of blood. Coming to next one, gases exchange at tissue level. So initially we discussed about how exchange of gases takes place at lungs level. Now second time exchange of gases takes place at tissue level. How exchange of gases takes place at tissue level? So now we will discuss about how exchange of gases takes place at tissue level. Already we discussed three steps in respiration. What is first one? Breathing. During the process of breathing, external air enter into lungs means alveoli. From alveoli to blood. In blood, oxygen combines with hemoglobin and results in formation of oxyhemoglobin. So in the form of oxyhemoglobin, this blood supplies oxygen to each and every cell in our body. It supplies oxygen in the form of oxyhemoglobin to each and every cell in our body. Here, the environment of cell differs from the environment of in cells. The amount of oxygen is low. Why? Because oxygen is completely utilized by the cells during the process of respiration. And what gas is released during the process of respiration? Carbon dioxide is released. So the concentration of carbon dioxide is more in cells and oxygen levels are low. Again, in between blood and tissues or cells, gradient is developed in between gases. As a result, what happened? Again, exchange of gases takes place in between blood and cells by simple method called diffusion. Here from blood, oxygen is released into cells. In return, blood collects carbon dioxide from cells. This carbon dioxide already discussed in third step. Carbon dioxide dissolves in plasma and results in formation of bicarbonates. This carbon dioxide is released into alveoli, alveoli to nostril, through nostril it sent outside. That is about how exchange of gases takes place at tissue level. Coming to last step for respiration is cellular respiration. What is cellular respiration? Cellular respiration is nothing but oxidation of glucose at cell level. Here, oxidation of glucose takes place at cell level, which results in formation of energy. So, this energy releasing process at cell level is called cellular respiration. So, this cellular respiration results in formation of energy. By using this energy, we can able to perform various metabolic activities. Coming to the position means location of cellular respiration. Coming to the site of cellular respiration, in prokaryotes, cellular respiration occurs only in cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is nothing but cell fluid. So in prokaryotes, cellular respiration occurs in cytoplasm. This one is cytoplasm. In prokaryotes, cellular respiration occurs in cytoplasm. Coming to eukaryotes, cellular respiration occurs in cytoplasm and mitochondria. Part of cellular respiration occurs in cytoplasm and remaining part of cellular respiration takes place in mitochondria. So mitochondria is nothing but cell organelle which involves in the process of respiration. As we all know, prokaryotes differs from eukaryotes. Prokaryotes have well-defined nucleus. In prokaryotes, distant nucleus is absent. In eukaryotes, well-defined nucleus is present. Along with that one, these eukaryotes have different types of cell organelles. One of the cell organelle which involves in the process of nutrition is the organelle which involves in the process of respiration is mitochondria. Coming to the structure of mitochondria, already you discussed about structure of mitochondria in 9th class. So mitochondria are in the shape of, they are in different shapes. Generally they are in cup shape, and these mitochondria are surrounded by two membranes. They are surrounded by mitochondria, surrounded by two membranes. This one is outer membrane. Outer membrane is smooth without any foldings. And coming to second membrane is called inner membrane. This inner membrane folds number of times and form finger-like structures. These finger-like structures are called cristae. and inside space, inner membrane, inside inner membrane, the space is called inner matrix, inner compartment or matrix. In mitochondria, the process of cellular respiration occurs, which results in formation of ATP. What is ATP? ATP is nothing but full form of ATP is adenosine triphosphate. In the form of ATP, mitochondria stores energy. When our body requires energy, mitochondria releases ATP, hence mitochondria are called powerhouse of the cell. Because they are producing energy, when our body needs, they are producing energy, hence mitochondria are called powerhouse of the cell. This ATP is considered as energy packets, and in each ATP molecule, approximately 7.2 kilocalories of energy is stored. That is equal to 7,200 calories. Generally, in ATP, third phosphate, three phosphates are present, third phosphate consists energy. The third phosphate of terminal phosphate consists energy. When it is terminated, it releases energy. The process of cellular respiration depending on utilization of oxygen. Divided into two types. One is aerobic and second one is aerobic respiration, and second one is anaerobic respiration. What is aerobic respiration? Aerobic respiration is nothing but respiration in presence of oxygen is called aerobic respiration. Respiration in absence of oxygen is called anaerobic respiration. Basing on this one, the products of aerobic respiration differs from anaerobic respiration. Coming to the flow chart of cellular respiration. Generally in the process of respiration, glucose is used. So glucose is the substance which is used in the process of cellular respiration. In first step, glucose is converted into, how it is converted? Glucose is converted into pyruvate. This is first step for respiration. Its conversion of glucose to pyruvate is called glycolysis. Glucose consists 6 carbons. The formula for glucose is C6H12O6, which consists, how many carbons? It consists 6 carbons. During the process of respiration, one glucose molecule breaks down into 2 molecules of pyruvate. In each pyruvate molecule, 3 carbons are present. This step is called glycolysis. Along with that one, some amount of energy is released. Where this process of respiration occurs, this glycolysis process occurs in cytoplasm. This is first step for cellular respiration. In presence of oxygen means aerobic respiration. In presence of oxygen, this pyruvate is further converted into carbon dioxide, water, energy. These are the end products for aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration is nothing but the process of respiration occurs in presence of oxygen. Example for aerobic respiration, plants and animals. In some organisms, respiration occurs in absence of oxygen. Respiration in absence of oxygen is called anaerobic respiration. In absence of oxygen, which results in formation of, in some organisms, anaerobic respiration results in formation of carbon dioxide, ethanol, energy. Example for this one, yeast cells. In some organisms, anaerobic respiration results in formation of lactic acid and energy. Example for this one, lactobacillus bacteria. This lactobacillus bacteria converts milk into curd. This is flowchart for the process of cellular respiration. So here, in cellular respiration, glucose is converted into pyruvate, and further pyruvate is converted into end products based on presence or absence of oxygen. So at the end of session, we discussed about how transport of gases takes place by blood, how exchange of gases takes place in between blood and tissues, and how the process of cellular respiration takes place in living organisms.